Guys, and welcome back. So this video, even though it's a couple days later than Halloween, I thought it would still be appropriate to put a paranormal video out. Now, I made this video prior, like a week or two ago, but the lighting was shit. But now the lighting is actually decent. And I still sounded a little bit sick in that video, but now I'm getting better. I think I might actually be getting sick again, but hopefully that will pass and I'll be back to my energetic, lovely self very soon. So if you guys enjoy today's spooky video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and let's just get started. So this video takes place in this apartment. I want to include like a story about my Bel Air house, but if you guys want to see that, I will do that later on because that's like a pretty big story in itself. It kind of explains what happened with everything and why that house could have been such a paranormal like hotspot. But this takes place in this apartment complex that I'm living in now. I don't want to flat out say this apartment is haunted, my cars are haunted, but it also is like what the shit could have been then, because the main thing in this apartment right now is just shit moving. Like, I mean, like, not just once or twice, I mean, like, it's a constant daily basis, and I'm just like, what the shit, am I losing my mind? And my mom's been having it lately, and we're literally just like, we can't anymore. Like, I want to say it's a poltergeist, but I don't think it's necessarily trying to like get us out of the house. It's just something is like happening with our shit. Like, it's moving. It's like, let me explain. So the last paranormal story time, I will have it in the description below. The last thing that happened was the computer monitor was turning on. So that's when we had our old PC. We had a monitor, and then we actually had the computer processor in the desk. In the desk, it was shut. My cat couldn't have touched it. Around, I want to say between 2 and 3 a.m., which, if everyone knows, at 3 a.m. it's like the witching hour. That's when all the batshit paranormal shit happens usually. It's like the witching hour. It turned on. I woke up, but I couldn't, like, I was still like so sleep deprived. I couldn't register what time it was. So I thought maybe it was like 5 a.m. and my mom had to use the computer for something. I didn't realize it was 2, 3 in the morning. My mom woke up though. She registered what time it was, and it just turned on. The computer wasn't asleep. My cat didn't play with it because it was in the desk. But yeah. So after this, it quieted down. Not much shit happened for the next, I want to say 6 months, unless we just didn't register it. Now this is when it happened to me. So last summer, my boyfriend was in the Philippines and we were FaceTiming. I just came back from shopping. I had a beauty blender, and this is going to make sense in a little bit. So we were FaceTiming the entire time. I was cleaning my room. I was kind of just doing like a summer cleaning, just like getting stuff off the floor, like putting things where it goes, etc., etc. Now, I wasn't doing laundry, and I wasn't near my bed. My bed was messed up. I don't really make my bed because I see no point in it. It's just gonna get like messed up again that same evening. So my beauty blender was on my bed, pretty much just where I'm sitting now. My cat was playing with it, but I shooed my cat out and I kind of shut the door so my cat wouldn't play with it in case, like, you know, because I didn't want him to like damage it and like scratch it up and stuff like that. So I finished FaceTiming my boyfriend, and I went to my bed to get my beauty blender to put in my vanity, and it wasn't on my desk. So at first I thought maybe my cat did get to it somehow and he put it somewhere. So I searched the apartment, couldn't find it, and I'm like, okay, forget about it. Like, it was like $3, whatever. But I was really curious, like, where did it mysteriously disappear to? So I called my boyfriend. I'm like, hey, did you see me go to my bed and get this beauty blender? Did you see where I put it? Maybe I just forgot. He was like, what are you talking about? You weren't near your bed at all. Like, you didn't touch the thing. And I go, okay, that's what I thought. So fast forward to last springtime. I was doing a huge spring cleaning out everything, and I was in my drawer. It was that middle drawer right there on my dresser. If you guys saw my room tour, I have like these little purple like dividers in my dresser that just separates everything just to keep it more organized. And for that big one in the socks, I was cleaning out my socks because I had socks in there since fucking high school that I did not wear for like 4 years. So I was like, it's probably time to, like, you know, clean it out. I went to pick out a handful of socks, and I saw this pink little squishy thing. And anyone can guess what it was? It was my beauty blender from fucking last summertime. So Somehow this beauty blender that was on my bed ended up in that little dresser right over there, inside, shoved underneath all these socks that I have not worn for years. I don't know how it got there. I don't know. Like, I'm so baffled still. My mom says I somehow put it in there, but I don't know. The second one was my cell phone. I'm fanatic about my phone. I usually always have it on me. In fact, I usually keep it on me so much, I usually forget that it's on me, and then I freak out because I don't know where I put it when it was in my jeans pocket or something like that. So I lay down on my bed from either work or school, I can't remember which. I came straight from the door to my room, lay down on my bed, was on my phone, and then I went to the bathroom, came back, my phone was gone. Now, I was thinking in my brain, I'm like, there's not much places I could have gone from the apartment door to my room. There's literally only the living room, the dining room, and or kitchen, depending which way I went, and my room. So between those like 2 or 3 rooms, it has to be somewhere there, right? I checked everywhere. This cell phone was nowhere to be seen. So I was like, okay, I'm literally just gonna have to wait until my mom gets home and I'll use her phone to call mine, because somehow this phone shit disappeared. So go back maybe half an hour, I was on the computer and I'm like, and like the anxiety of not having it, I swear, like I'm so bad. The anxiety of not having it, but mostly just not knowing where it is, was literally stressing me out. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna like try and find this again. So I went around everywhere again. And this fucking phone, you guys, was laying, so my couch has like the little like hand rest, and then it goes down, it's straight down, and like it goes towards the couch, right? So right where it connects the hand rest and the couch, my phone was lying face down, so the screen was face down, right on the edge, and my pin case was flipped up. I did not go in the living room after coming home. I certainly wouldn't have put my phone like in that position. I would have put it at least on the armrest or something like that. Like, my cat was asleep. And I know for a fact I went straight into my room. There's no way I could have put it in the living room. So somehow my phone on my bed got into my living room, face down. I don't even know. If someone has logical explanation for these, please leave it down below. I'm very curious. This third one though, there's no explanation for this one. I'm literally still trying to figure out how this shit happened. So I wear retainers every night. I actually have it right here. So it's these plastic clear retainers. I got it from my mom's office because I listened to the orthodontist and he said wear your retainers once a week after like a year. I did that and my teeth shifted. Hence this tooth like sticking out a little bit and all my other teeth being straight. I'm still pissed about that, by the way. Anyway, so luckily I got those for free, otherwise they would have been like 200 bucks, and this girl is fucking broke. I got no money. So when this happened, I was freaking out. So I came back from work. It was like 11 o'clock. I came back super late. I was exhausted. I honestly just changed and I wanted to get in bed. I usually either put my retainers in 1 or 2 places, either on my bookcase or on my nightstand, depending on what day it is. If it's a day where I can actually like, you know, chill in bed for like a few minutes after I wake up, I'll put it on my nightstand because it hurts my gums and stuff like that. If I know I have to get ready and eat breakfast really quick, I'll put it on my bookshelf. On this day, I had to get really fast because I had either work or school, can't remember which. So I put it on my bookshelf and I went out to eat breakfast and I came back home really late. Whatever I was doing that day, got no shit and got no clue. So I laid in bed and I was going towards my bookshelf to put on my retainers, and it wasn't on my bookshelf. So I looked at my nightstand, it wasn't on my nightstand. I'm like, shit. So at first I thought maybe it dropped on the bookshelf. I looked around, nowhere. Looked around my nightstand, nowhere. I scoured the ends of my room for it because I was freaking out. I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked out in the living room with my flashlight. My mom was like, if you literally lost those, you're paying for new ones. I'm like, I can't afford it. I'm shit broke. So I came back and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna look for it after tomorrow when it's daylight and I don't have to use my tiny little phone flashlight, whatever. I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, I picked up my 2 pillowcases. It's the one here. One was like face down, like over there, like tucked down, and then the other one was like right here, also down. So it was 2 different places, completely like far apart. I picked up the one that was over there first. I lifted it up because I like those 2 pillowcases to be on one another, like on this side, or I'm sorry, on this side. Everything's face down backwards. So I picked up the first one, and guess what? One retainer was underneath that pillow. And I go, what the fuck? I pick up the other one, and the other retainer is on that pillow. Now, I tried to, to make sense of this, and I'm like, okay. I literally had no explanation. I couldn't even make sense of it. I'm like, even if I were to put it underneath my pillows, which, why the fuck would I put on my retainers underneath the pillow? I'm not a fucking goddamn tooth fairy. Why would I put it 2 retainers in 2 separate pillows? That makes no sense. B, I never in a million goddamn fucking years put my retainers underneath my pillows. Always on my bookshelf or my nightstand because, visible as fuck. I still have no explanation. My mom says I put it there or something. I don't know. And if somehow were to come out of my mouth during the nighttime, which it didn't happen because I remember taking it off in the morning. Anyway, there's so many ifs on that one. How did it end up in one on the other pillow and one on another pillow in 2 separate locations, not even close together? That just makes no sense. So like I said, after I filmed this video, this was a week ago, when it was shit lighting and stuff like that, I deleted it, whatever. One thing happened that we know about, that we just registered today, because we live in a family of 3 where my little sister is here. She comes every other day and every other weekend. So things move, things happen. We have a cat that likes to jump on fucking tables. It's chill. But the calendar moved. So I have a calendar in my room, and then my little sister has a calendar in her room, and then my mom keeps a calendar by the office, dining room office little area. We have a desk with the iMac, and we have a bulletin board where it has calendars and stuff like that. And we have the giant calendar, and my mom is so fanatic about it. She doesn't like to flip to the next month until it's the first day of that month. Now, for me, I have no reason to touch that calendar. I have my own calendar that's still in fucking July. Because that's where my mind is still processed at. So, and my little sister has no need to move the calendar because she doesn't even use her own goddamn fucking calendar. So, for whatever godforsaken reason though, I was showing my mom, because we had an argument that I never put the schedule of my work days on the calendar, and I wanted to show her and prove her right that I did, which, I did. So, but I realized when I did it, it was in November, and I registered it, but I didn't think much of it because I'm like, whatever, she moved it. But in the car ride this morning, my mom was like, it annoys me when people move the calendar to the next month, and I go, what do you mean? I thought you did. And she goes, no, I didn't. Did you? And I go, don't look at me, I did it. And my little sister goes, I didn't do it. So somehow, this calendar from the month of October switched to the month of November with no one touching it. And it had to happen within a week because it just, I remember a couple weeks, a week or 2 ago, it wasn't still October, and then just 2 days ago, it was already in November. So it had to happen in the last week or so, probably after I made that fucking ghost story video like I'm doing right now. Alex, you're literally psychotic. So yeah, so I'm 14 minutes in. I wanted to do a couple stories about the haunted car rides. If you guys, not car rides, the haunted cars that me and my mom owned. If you want stories of that, give this video a thumbs up. I will definitely do a part 3. If you guys want the story of my creepy Bel Air house and why this story kind of explains maybe why it was such a paranormal hotspot, I would gladly do that as well. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye, you guys. Love you. Caught up in my tape.